We are live. Hi, Tricia.
Hi, Sherry.
Hello to anybody who might be watching now or later. Who knows? This is my friend, Tricia Hubner, and we have been on a personal retreat together for
like almost 5 days.
Almost 5 days. Look where we are.
Luxury.
It's Squaw Valley, and it has been amazing. And we're just packing up. We actually have to get on the road, but we wanted to do just a quick, what do we want to do? Just maybe lessons learned or what we want you to know, or just to share some of the many insights that dropped in for us while here.
Yeah, there have been a lot.
There have been a lot.
Because we gave ourselves this period of time, which is such a gift. And if there's a way that you can find that amount of time to give yourself, I highly recommend it, because it seems like we've done maybe 2-3 days at the most. And you kind of settle in, you just get started, and then it feels like you're already transitioning to leave. And by being here so long, it just felt like there was just endless spaciousness to explore and have conversations and read and think about things and walk amongst the trees.
I know. And, that's not to say so that I also have done a lot of 24-hour retreats for myself. So I don't want anyone to feel like, I'm not going to listen anymore. No, I'm glad you said it, because both are true, right? That I feel as if any amount of space we can give ourselves, but maybe by letting people know that we actually planned for and took that much time, that it might just plant a seed of, hey, I deserve that.
Yeah.
That's what I want people to feel, because, and especially Tricia and I have been friends for
33 years.
Oh, 33 years.
33 years.
Hi, Ronnie. Good to see you. And so the extra special joy, if you have a friend who's been with you a long time, or it doesn't even have to be a long time, but someone who knows you well. I was writing to myself in my journal today and saying, what I love about Tricia is that she really supports who I want to be. I don't know if I want to look at you or
That's right. I'm there too.
Oh, you are there too. Is that you support who I want to be. And that's so important, that when I slip into old habits or old ways of thinking, especially, which you saw come up many times, that you're there to say, hey, stop, that's not who are you growing into. And you in a very loving way, guide me. So that's been such a gift.
Yeah. And you've done the same for me. Again, hearing me say things that I've said before that I've wanted to stop saying. And I was like, oops. Yeah. There's just it's just a lovely thing to be able to have someone who has seen you through all sorts of phases and ups and downs and development of who you want to be. And yeah.
And that's the thing too, that, Tricia and I talked before on one of my audio lovegrams about intentional friendships. And I think that that's a huge piece of, there's so many things we could talk about. I'm just going to quickly, showing up is huge, listening to what drops in. Like Tricia said at the beginning, giving ourselves spaciousness. But the other piece that's dropping in for me right now is really about intentional friendship. Like having friendships that we regularly check in and do things like this, where we're supporting each other in our dreams and our goals. There's nothing wrong with it just being sort of like, hey, how you doing? What's going on? But there's so much more available.
That's true. Yeah.
What else is on your mind? Because we're actually packing up, we're going to leave in just a few minutes, but I thought this would be really great for us to do too, as just a little, a souvenir.
Yeah. And a little bit of a recap and a reminder of some of the things that I discovered and made a renewed commitment around being, and because it's Miss Sherry, of course, we had a lot of beautiful activities, and we created this board where we placed symbols and drawings and written words and different things throughout the days.
You talk for a minute. I'm going to go show them.
We should have had the board. But I don't naturally do things like that. And so in addition, here it comes. In addition is I felt like I got to tap into some, creativity, an aspect of myself that I don't know why I don't give myself more of that time, but it was here, and I found myself drawing things, and I found myself, even though I was kind of being a little bit overly self-critical about my efforts, it woke up something in me.
Yes,
and that was really beautiful. And so
you did, and your drawings were great. We just on our poster boards put whatever was arising or things that we wanted to remember. The other thing that just reminded me that was so much fun is we made a dual love list. And that was fun because
that was fun.
Tricia's partner is the one who,
this is his condo.
This is his place
that he has in Squaw Valley. And it was really great to, especially, he's my love partner, but and I've made love lists for him before, but it was fun to go back and forth and really talk about what it meant for him to give us this gift of being here and just letting us have our time together. So that was really great.
So just throwing that out, because I always like to get a love list in there, but the idea of doing it with someone, and we went back and forth and wrote in different colored pens and things like that. That also what I want to say is, again, back to what you said about the spaciousness. A lot of things just dropped in as we were here, as we sort of relaxed, as we had conversations. And I was thinking about that even this morning on my walk, that life continually giving us these interesting little, like on my walk I saw something and it made me think of something from my, younger days. And then that made me think of something. And it was amazing.
That happened every day, ongoing. It was, different connections being made, and me remembering something I don't even know from a few years ago, and a book, and finding out that Sherry brought that exact book. And it was like, that book just kind of fell off the shelf and said, take me on this retreat. And then to have that be a connected piece to a very powerful decision I made. In fact, it was called Power of Decision. And that was just, things like that kept happening and appearing, and it was great.
So I think the thing is, we could probably talk for a really long time, but I promised Tricia we'd only do 4 or 5 minutes. The thing is that give yourself time. Like, even if it's an afternoon where you don't plan anything, and you let your energy, or, as I always say, things that drop in from life, you let them guide you, and let yourself be surprised by where it takes you. Yeah. Even if it's 2 hours, not to be, it doesn't have to be with this luxury of time that we've had, although I do think everyone deserves this. And I think we don't, in our culture, this is part of it, right? Go, 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 achieve, achieve, achieve. Nothing wrong with that, but there's a huge internal world that deserves to be brought to life in new ways.
Yep.
Yeah. So thank you for listening, and please, please, please take some time for yourself. Show up and see what happens.
Thanks. Very great.
Yay! Mwah, mwah. Bye, everybody.